I get a lot of people asking me how we were blessed to walk away from corporate America in our early 30s. Well, listen, I don't want to keep that a secret. I want to share it with the world. And so maybe you're listening to this podcast and you're trying to figure out, how do I even get started on my journey of entrepreneurship and getting to a level of freedom? Well, text the word freedom to 737 777 9909. Enter your information in, and we look forward to sharing some information with you. A proven system with small overhead, right? That you can do part-time, spare time, right from the comfort of your home, and have amazing mentors, coaches, and a community of entrepreneurs who are willing to support you and help you on your journey to freedom. Welcome to Code Freedom. I'm your host, Eddie Bales. Have you ever felt stuck? Have you ever felt like there's got to be more than life than the reality that you see every day? Tune in weekly, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays as we crack the codes to freedom in every area of your life. Welcome to Code Freedom. I'm your host, Eddie Bales, and this is episode 84. And today, I thought it would be pertinent to talk about the Olympics. It's the Olympic year, and of course, the Olympics are in Tokyo. And, maybe you may or may not know a lot about some of the details of the Olympics. And so I want to relate that, obviously, to Code Freedom. We'll talk about that in a second. There's a lot of things that I didn't know, so I thought it was interesting to kind of share some of the things that I found. There's a ancient Olympics that happened years ago. This was like the 8th century BC up until the 4th century AD, and it was in Olympia, Greece. And back in those days, it was a big thing, right? And then I don't know why it stopped, but that's something I have to do some research on. But then, in 1896, they restarted it. Pierre de Coubertin, right? I hope I said that right. He was very instrumental in starting it again, and it became the modern Olympics. And basically, it's something they do every 4 years, and they do it in different countries. Uh, and one thing that, in terms of the modern Olympics, it was started, it was restarted really to promote unity. Uh, it's like a union of continents. Matter of fact, if you look at the Olympic rings, they're different colors, and it's to represent 5 continents. And some of you might say, well, it's 7 continents. Well, the American continents, North America and South America, are put together. And so I don't know what's up with the other continent, but uh, we got Asia, which represents green, Europe, which represents black, Africa, which represents yellow, America, which represents red, and Oceania, which represents blue. And I didn't know what the Oceania meant. I guess they represent a lot of the island countries, continents, like Australia and Polynesia and Micronesia and some of those other places. So, overall, it's like 200 nations that participate, and it's interesting. You got the best of the best from all over the world who compete against each other. But from my understanding, the whole goal is to promote unity and that type of thing, amongst the different continents, which is super cool. Now, thought it was interesting. There's more facts. In the U.S., they actually have obviously there's a gold, silver, and bronze prize, right? And so in the U.S., the gold winner actually gets $37,500. Silver is $22,500, and then bronze is 15,000. But that's the U.S. And other countries, which is kind of ironic, they actually pay more. So like in Singapore, gold is 1 million, right? But then again, that's if you compare the Singapore money with the U.S. money. I can see, how that goes. Even in Mexico, you look at pesos, it's a whole lot more pesos compared to the American dollar, which is, supposedly stronger. I mean, it is stronger now, but it's definitely not going to be strong long term the way they print money and stuff like that. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic. But Indonesia, they actually pay 750,000 to the gold medalist, right? And so, why are we talking about the Olympics? How does that even relate to code freedom? Well, some idea that I just, just from my observation and just studying and researching and looking at the Olympics is that you got the best of the best from all over the world, and they're competing against each other, right? Obviously, it's for entertainment, it's for a lot of other different things. But the thing that really just stuck out to me is excellence. It's excellence because, like, even if you look at the Americans, I mean, you know, $37,000 is not a lot for somebody like Kevin Durant, who plays in the NBA, or some of the other NBA Olympic medalists, right? So it's not even so much about the money; it's about the excellence. It's about the status. It's about the name, to be called number one, to compete and to win. And as a person that is about code freedom, it's sometimes it's not just about, the freedom is so, like, that's our focus and that's our goal, but it's just the ability to be free, right? The ability to call your shots, right? That right there is huge, and it allows you to live in such a way of excellence, in my opinion, because I mean, you think about it, you can move in a different way. You're like a minority, because the average person will never live a life of freedom, right? The average person will work until they die, right? The average person will work, retire, and then maybe work again and continue to work. I heard someone say, until you learn how to make money work hard for you, you'll always have to work hard for money. And so the whole point that I'm bringing this up is that we should strive to be the best. We should strive to find an industry and become the best in that industry. Learn how to spit off passive flows of income through those industries, that will pay us even when we're not working, and that could pay more than what our bills and our expenses are. And in that moment, we become financially free, and man, now you can live a life that you really want to live, and not have to be have your life dictated by someone else, not have to be told when to get up, how much you can make, uh what you can eat, how long you can eat, right, how long you can vacation, what type of school you'll put your kids in, and there's a long, long list of things that someone else gets to tell you if you're not in a position where you can live a life of freedom. And by the way, even when you break free from, your passive income is greater than your expenses, there's still levels to it, right? Because financial freedom goes across multiple different um, uh, categories. It's not just about money, right? Because what good is it to be financially free where your passive income is greater than your expenses, but then you have all these debts, right? And so you're having to make sure that the passive income is continuing to come in. I mean, obviously you want to do that anyway, but you don't want to be a slave in terms of debt, right? Now there's good debt versus bad debt. We're not going to get into that. But like, even your health, we talked about this on one of the episodes, but what good is it to live a long life if you're going to be sick for most of it, right? So that's important to be uh, to have freedom when it comes to health, right? To be on your A game, to be, we had Miss Angel Stevens talk about the A game, but to be in a position where you feel good, you look good, you you obviously are one with your father, and you have a relationship with your heavenly father, right? That's the most important thing. You're fulfilling your purpose, you're fulfilling your destiny, you have a great family, right? You don't have a whole lot of debt that you're having to stress about and struggle to pay off, right? You have your financial corner, but you have your spiritual corner, you have your health, you have your wealth, right? we're thinking long term, so we're thinking about the generations, not just what happens for us, but we're thinking about those things. I mean, it's just so many things to think about, and so when I think of the Olympics, it just makes me think about excellence. It makes me think about being the best, being the minority, right? Being the small group of people, not the large group of people. You know, one of the books that I read said that you want to do the exact opposite of everybody else. So if everybody's going that way, you want to go the complete opposite way. Because I promise you, everybody going that way is not going to be happy. They're not going to live a life that's fulfilling. They're not living their purpose, their destiny. Someone else probably is controlling their life and dictating things for them, right? And so this is just like important stuff that we want to be thinking about, planning for, preparing for, getting around people who are already thinking this way and masterminding, right? Getting That's why we have our group, which, hey, plug, right? Go to thewaytofreedom.info, thewaytofreedom.info. We have a brand new Facebook group, Code Freedom. It's a Code Freedom community. And we just started it, but just give it time and you're gonna see some really cool things come out of that group. So it's going to be a great thing. It's a community, guys. It's a community of people who think the way we think, which we think about codes of freedom. We think about being able to live life on purpose, right? Live life by design instead of by default. And so those are some of the things that we discuss. Those are some of the things that we talk about. But uh, yeah, the Olympics. I'd love to know. What's your favorite sport when it comes to the Olympics? I know we got the track and field, and we got the swimming, and it's all, basketball, and there's all kind of different sports that you could tune into. But but again, one thing about, and maybe this could be a whole episode, but one thing about Code Freedom is that we are studiers of life. We are studiers of people, right? We study, right? Is that even a word, studier? I don't know. I don't think so. But hey, I get to make up words on this podcast. So anyway, the point that I'm making is we are people who are into studying and getting better and just working on ourselves, right? We choose to be the minority, and we're good with being a minority. Like for me, I love being a minority because I don't want to be like everyone else. I don't want to, have the same situation where I'm dreading Monday morning, but I get to wake up to build my dreams on Monday. I get to be happy about Monday morning when I wake up and open my eyes. I get to live a fulfilling day because I can design it exactly how I would like for it to be designed, right? And that is my wish for you all and everyone that listens to this podcast. So I pray that you continue to listen to the podcast over and over and over. Matter of fact, hopefully you're subscribed and you're getting the notifications. Hopefully you've even given us a 5-star review. You can do that on Apple. I don't think Google allows you to do it. It doesn't do reviews on Google, but several other platforms, mainly Apple and some of the other ones, you can give us a review. But listen, we truly appreciate you from the bottom of our hearts for all your support. And listen, we are going to bring continuous value. Like I'm telling you, we're going to have merch. We're going to have, man, one day, I think I might have mentioned this, but one day I can even see a Code Freedom retreat. Oh my goodness. I could just see Code Freedom uh, you know, seminars where we get together and we just talk about things and we have different speakers who can pour into you concerning codes of freedom. I see this thing way bigger than what you guys can possibly imagine. And so just stick with us and you'll get a chance to see the growth and the journey along the way. It's still mind blowing to even think that we're 83 episodes in. Uh, but hey, here we are. I'm sorry, not 83, 84 episodes in. It's just amazing to me that that it's been a great journey this year. So again, I appreciate you all for continuing to rock with us. And hey, let's live a life of excellence. Let's be Olympians in our industries, right? Be the best in our industries. Focus on excellence. Continue to get better. Never feel like you know too much, right? And just be able to put our egos aside, learn, grow, develop, and build, and do the things that we are called to do. So listen, I appreciate you all for tuning in. God bless you all, and we'll see you all over the top. Take care. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys for listening. Definitely feel free to take a screenshot of this episode, tag me in it on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you find me on social media. I would love to give you a shout out. Hey, you might even get a prize. Who knows? But excited that you had a chance to take a listen. I hope you got a lot of value. And definitely feel free to give us 5 stars as well as a review. Show us some love, and we appreciate you. God bless you all, and see you all over the top.